fall crabgrass. Well, let's call it late summer crabgrass. It is August 14th, I believe it is. And this is a time of year where you kind of have a very small window where you can actually go out and attack your crabgrass. And I'll explain what that is and how we're going to do it. So hold on one sec. Hey guys, in a second I'm going to take you over. I'm going to show you the miracle patch that's over there, but the area that's right next to the miracle patch where we did some test seeding, and there's a bunch of crabgrass that's just invaded over there. So I want to kill that crabgrass off, and it's kind of tough to do it. You only have a very small window, and let me explain. In the springtime, we have a bunch of time to really push our lawn. But in the fall, there's a very limited window. In other words, we only have a few weeks where we're going to put fertilizer down and we're going to push our lawn to get it to thicken up and get it in, have it be healthy in the fall. So it's a small window when I can go out and attack this crabgrass, because I don't want to be putting a bunch of negative stuff on my lawn and try and have it heal itself and be in good health. So it's a real small window. So today what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over here. I'm going to treat this. I'm going to spray it with a mixture. We're going to take super juice and I'm going to add in a crabgrass killer. I'm also going to add in some permethrin because I saw a bunch of bugs over there, and we're going to apply that. And then I'm going to come out and I'm actually going to do the first fall treatment of that area with PGF Complete. So we'll do those two things today. By the way, this morning I started to do the interviews with John Pope, the agronomist, graduate from Penn State, 40 years experience in the industry. Really good interviews that I'm going to launch. We talked about the new 2020 Bermuda grass calendar, which is actually an interactive online calendar, which is pretty cool. I'm going to launch that. I'm going to let a few people see that calendar next month, and the people that are going to be able to see it first are the ones that are signed up for the email alerts, just so you know. So if you haven't gone over to the website, signed up for the email alerts, make sure you do that, because I'm not going to include that in a video. I'm going to send it out to people, let them make some comments on it, see if there's what they think about it, improvements. But it's a really cool, much easier to understand Bermuda grass calendar, plus with interactive information on it. It's pretty cool. So make sure you're signed up for the email alerts and you'll be able to see that first. Anyways, so it's late in the evening. I've already done all this stuff. I'm going to take you over now that the sun's down a little bit. It was 96.5 degrees in the shade today, just so you know. Very hot, very stressful environment. This is a great time to treat it. Now I'm going to warn you. You are going to have some stress to your Bermuda, but it's going to be a temporary stress. You may get some yellowing, you may get a little bit of burn, but it's okay. It'll recover within a week or two. It'll generally start to recover. But if you're going to kill crabgrass, there's really not a whole lot you can do. You just got to be careful with this, and you have to follow the label instructions. Can't stress that enough. Make sure you're putting down the proper amount, the exact proper amount when you apply this stuff. So let me walk you over there and show you this. Actually, I'm going to stop and show you my lawn now that the sun is actually covered by a piece of clouds. This is so cool looking. Look at that. That is crazy. Look at that fine. All right, so from here over is beautiful, complete Bermuda grass. There's no crabgrass, and this is the area that's a mix of crabgrass and Bermuda. And this is what I'm treating. So you see all this in here, right here? See all that? And there's some massive patches of this in here. Look at that. It's just full of it. And look at this stuff. Some of this isn't even crabgrass. I forget what this is. Look at that. Massive patches in here. Hey guys, so let me tell you what I'm mixing up today. I'll show you the ingredients that I'm doing. So I know I've got 7,000 to 8,000 square feet roughly. So I've got 1 gallon of hot tap water. Why 1 gallon? If you don't understand, when I spray one of these 32-ounce bottles with this top, you have to understand how many square feet your walk rate. So I know I'm going to cover about 2,000 square feet with 1 bottle. So I need to base this whole formulation on 4 bottles. so a gallon. So I know I'm going to put 4 bottles on roughly 7,000 to 8,000 square feet, roughly in there. So to get 4 bottles of that, I need 1 gallon, because each one's a quart and there's 4 quarts in a gallon. Next, I'm going to put some dry super juice in here. I'm going to put about, I'm probably going to put 2 or 3 cups. I'm not going to put that much super juice. I was just talking to John, an agronomist. John graduated from Penn State University. He's got 40 years, and we were just talking about the benefits of mixing in super juice with something like a negative, like a weed killer. And there is definitely a benefit for the recovery of your Bermuda grass. I've seen a lot of bugs over there. I've got a lot of bug activity, so I'm going to put a little bit of permethrin in here. Maybe a teaspoon of green dye. I'm not trying to color that at all. I just want to make sure my sprayer is consistently spraying. Now, I'll put a link on the website to both of these. I could use an all-in-one weed and crabgrass killer. This is something you can pick up at Lowe's, or I'll put a link to it. This one you can use on Bermuda grass, by the way. This is Bermuda grass safe. But it's no matter this time of year when we put it out, when it's 95 degrees and hot, it's going to yellow the Bermuda, but that's okay. The next one what I'm going to actually use today is I'm going to use Drive. I've had this bottle for a long time. I use it. Drive is specifically geared towards all kinds of weeds, but I like it on crabgrass. So I'm going to put 1.5 fluid ounces per 1,000 square feet. So I'll figure that out here in a minute. And I'm just going to mix that all in together and have a spray and be ready to go. Okay, when I'm mixing the super juice, I'm really not too careful, obviously, about the amount I put in. I just estimate it because super juice is very mild. But when we get to things like bug killers and we get to herbicides, we need to be really careful and measure out the exact amount we need and really follow the instructions. Now I'm putting a tiny bit of green dye in here, mainly just to make sure my sprayers don't get clogged. I just simply mix it all up. I run it through a strainer, put it into my tea pitcher, and then just fill up the bottles and I'm ready to spray. So keep in mind, we're putting out negatives on our lawn, and the super juice is a positive, and the sea kelp, the humic acid, and the nutrients are actually good for the Bermuda and help for recovery during this period too. Okay guys, so remember I talked about this window being very small, and actually what I'm doing is I've looked at my calendar and I don't have any rain coming in for 2 or 3 days, so it's a good time to do this spray for the crabgrass. You don't want to do it right before rain. You want to make sure it sits on that plant for a while. But right away I'm going to go ahead and put my PGF Complete down, because again, I'm right in that window. It's only like maybe 2 or 3 weeks that you have. The difference between a stressed summer lawn where you can kill some weeds versus the period, you know, that 8-week period, 6 to 8 week period that you can kind of push your lawn during the 80s. The temperatures are going to be in the 80s and you're going to get some rains move in. So like I said, it's that little window right in there that right now we can go ahead and kind of hurt our lawn a little bit, because we're going to be in a recovery period pretty soon. We don't want to do this once we get into that good growth period. So I'm getting ready to put some PGF. By the way, PGF Complete is back in stock. Thank God. All right, so I'm going to throw in about 2 bags of PGF Complete. Now, in case you've never seen one, this is a bag of PGF Complete. This is PGF Complete with Humic DG. This bag treats 5,000 square feet. It's a fairly mild application. So 2 bags will be fine. I don't add much fertilizer. So dump away, baby. Dump away. Alright, so today I'm going to be using the AgriFab. This is it's close to a commercial grade because it's large and it has pneumatic tires, but you'll be able to see this area has massive ruts in it. And these pneumatic tires just really smooth it out. I mean, really smooth it out. I really do love this spreader for putting out, especially in rough areas. We have rut marks and these stupid potholes. They're just about ankle breakers. But this big spreader really handles it with these big pneumatic tires. Now I'm putting out PGF at just above the recommended bag rate, so I'm putting 2 bags on about 7,000 or 8,000 square feet. Now this is my first fall treatment for this area. This is from stacking, and if you watch the fall fertilizer video, you'll understand about stacking. This is about the time of year we want to put out our first treatment, and then in about another 3 or 4 weeks we'll put out a second treatment of PGF. Yeah. I'll tell you what, there are a couple holes back there that you almost break your ankles on. I mean, they're that deep and that big around. Thank God I used this spreader back there. But here's an important note. I know I have about 7,000 square feet, 2 bags. My opening was a little too small, so I just kept going back and forth over it until all that fertilizer was gone. That was 2 coats at that rate. But I know how much fertilizer I put out. 2 bags on about 7,000 to 8,000 square feet. Holy crap, it's hot out here. Whew, time to drink some water. Man, I'll tell you what, it is scorching hot out here. Thank God fall is coming. So probably in about another week or 2, our temperatures are going to start to dip into the 80s, which is that window that we want to make sure that we're putting down PGF Complete, which is the fall fertilizer for both Bermuda grass and fescues and cool seasons. PGF Complete is your fall fertilizer of choice. But just remember, a lot of these herbicides that you're going to put out for crabgrass, sometimes they take a little bit of time. They can take 2 or 3 weeks to have some impact. So, like right now, it's 96 degrees out here already. 94 degrees out here already, smoking hot. And I had a valve blow out of my sprinkler system. So yesterday, I had my guys come out and replace a valve down there. So I got a little mess. Man, that's gorgeous over there. This miracle section is absolutely amazing. That's the area. That's the one lawn that's impressed me the most this year. That's incredible. But anyways. So this is the area. I don't cut this area. They have someone come cut this. But you can see, I'm not going to see, it's the next day, scorching hot. I'm not really seeing any results, and I won't see any results probably for, I might see something in a few days, about 5 or 6 days. I might start to see some yellowing here. Let's see if I actually see any on the leaves itself. Not really. A little bit, tiny tinge on it maybe, but I just want you guys to remember that the fall growth window where we want to get our lawns healthy is very small, and I really want to, if at all possible, let's keep away from negative products. Fall is not the time to be out there trying to kill all these weeds. The winter's going to kill them anyways, and we can put pre-emergent in the spring, but there is this window right here, this end of the summer window, where I don't mind you being gentle and trying to kill some of these weeds back. It'll give your lawn a couple of weeks to heal. You can put out your PGF Complete. And now you're moving into that fall period where you're going to get cooler temps. You're going to get rains move in, and we can really encourage the healing and health of our lawns. That's about it, guys. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Don't forget to sign up for the email alerts. What else have I got? That's about it. I'll talk to you later. PGF Complete is in stock again. Bye.